welcome back, challengers from all over the world. And we're in AOV World Cup 2018 boot camp here. My name is Contra, and here with me is Husky. We're coming in with this really big matchup here. It's between North America versus China, two of the biggest regions, as we know.
Oh, it's great to be a part of this event, a part of this boot camp. As you said, we are preparing for the third series of the day. China versus North America, two really big powerhouses. Again, distinct playstyle. They know what they want to do in all the games, and they definitely have different identities, uniqueness, and of course, that is going to be displayed a lot during the drafting phase. We've seen, especially the North America scene, that which has been growing really rapidly. They have been developing so much. The growth and the adaptation to the current meta is just astounding. But we cannot leave out China. They have been known to be really formidable in the esports scene as well, regardless of what games they play. And I think AOV is also one of the games that this nation can dominate.
And of course, two of the biggest populations coming from these two countries here. They do have a whole lot of talent here, and sending their best team here. I just want to see what two of the best teams can go with all these new meta coming in, shaping up. We see a lot of Tulin being picked up here, and if it's not being banned, we're going to see a pickup here from either side. So I think that some of these teams have using him to the best of potential. Some not quite, but we'll hit into the picks and bans for match 1 to see what will be in store for us for today.
Yep, absolutely. Here we go. The first game for this series between China and North America. China having the first ban on the blue side, whereas North America on the red side. I think teaming should be out of the picture. It should be an easy ban. You don't want the ultimate that can help, the opponents to revive teammates. North America respawn. Again, a ban that people should expect by now is the Superman. You don't want the Man of Steel anywhere close to the enemy team.
And it seems to me that North America somewhat kind of have this really beautiful jersey with them.
Oh, yeah.
Blue and red kind of reminds me of Superman a little bit, but they're somewhat on the red side for now, so it wouldn't be favorable if they leave that open up. So Max being taken away from the side of China here, and we had this discussion being brought up here with China liking the Omen pick a lot. So do you expect Omen being picked up here if it's not being left open? And as we speak of it, it looks like NA kind of had that in store for them.
Omen is such a good pick, especially when you know how to play this guy. This guy, he has a disable, a soft disable. He deals quite a big amount of damage. He has a damage reflect. That is a really big thing if you go against marksman. And he has a definite lockdown. If he hits you with the ultimate, the Death's Embrace, you're not going to walk out of the area of effect for 5 seconds, and 5 seconds is a long time in Arena of Valor.
Yes, definitely, and it's kind of really efficient in 1v1 dueling over on the top lane, or he can even be jungling if he can get all these resources up for him, and eventually getting his ultimate, he can just lock somebody down and just brawl until he gets the first kill. And looks like we will have our first pick of the day. Xena and Malik being banned away, so we won't see some of that coming in, but Aram here being priority for the side of China.
Yeah, they insta-lock the Aram, so I think they have a game plan. So far, Aram, throughout this whole day up to this point, has...
It's kind of like
there you go, he got picked 2 times. I think, no, he got banned once, he got picked twice, but he has a 0% win rate. He has been performing poorly. And we saw that in the first series between Vietnam and Chinese.
Well, I do believe that it depends on the whole composition, on how teams are supposed to play her, because some of them, they just really built her into this unkillable, beefy tank over on the top lane. She's got a lot of safety, as well as a really good lifesteal mechanic coming in from the passive as well. So Tulin on the side of NA. So we do see this is a similar composition that we see Team Korea started out with the Lubu pick as well. So what will the side of China come up with Joker being picked up for the side of China with Nanwan here? We've seen a lot of Joker being played almost every single game of today. So not worthy of a ban at all. So Ryoma will be sent over to duel with the Lubu, I believe. So I think Ryoma, every now and then we see one, but then again, he just needs a little bit of time to actually come online. What do you think about Ryoma?
I think Ryoma as a hero in general, he is really good at dueling. This guy can start fights if you get range for the pickouts. Quite independent. He can sustain himself in the lane. The ultimate has a short cooldown. Doesn't use mana. Can heal himself back up. So that is a great trait about this hero. And for the side of North America, it's all about getting the lane priority. It's all about getting strong 1v1 laners. Tulen is one of them, has really great passive. The ultimate can execute the laner if they're not careful. Then you have Lubu, which will eventually scale up regardless. Then now they're looking for the supports, they're looking for the utilities for the team, which is going to complement both Tulen and Lubu really well, especially Lubu as a hero that wants to go in and go ham while the Conqueror is active to deal the extra damage to wreak havoc. I think Wonder Woman and Alice are two really great choices for North America. Whereas for the side of China, they need to look for their own safety net because Aram definitely won't be enough to keep the rest of the lineup safe if they they decide to go for like full aggression.
Yes, I do agree with you there. And Alice is somewhat of a perfect pick going against an Aram there, shutting her down with the ultimate there. Of course, silencing any targets at all in that circle. And Tara being picked up here. Interesting choice if China actually locks in this one. Really good sustain to actually keep the lane really safe. So Liliana is a frequent pick as well, judging from the fact that she could just easily transform into the fox form and have this really bursty kit in general. So if we look into the whole aspect of the North American squad, you can see that they're kind of focused on that early rotations, getting teammates ahead, possibly trying to snowball that Tulen, as well as getting a whole lot of pickups there for the side of Lubu. And Alice will be the key factor for all these rotations to happen, with the passive there given to actually buff them with the movement speed.
Yep, absolutely. And now I'm looking at North America, and the final pick coming into mind should be the jungler. It should be someone who can work well in jungle. They're hovering over the Krinak. I'm not really sure if that is the pick you want to go for, going up against
really
a lineup. Yeah, a lineup of like China already has built for themselves. But Krinak is known for being a really good tank buster. Is what one of the soft counters towards a Terra. But I feel like there are better choices like the Zephyrs. Like even if you want to go for Murat, why not? But
Maganga.
Yeah, they are looking at the Maganga right now, which signals one thing: Lubu is going into the jungle with a punish. You now have two duelists in the jungle. China has a Ryoma, North America has the Lubu. The Maganga is going to be a game changer because the tendency of China's team composition to go straight in. Maganga can deal a lot of AoE damage, but of course they switch it out for the Slims, and that says a lot of what NA wants to do. Pick outs.
Yes, definitely. They do have that long range stun coming in, and if he gets a really good position with that frenzy enrage ultimate there, he can actually deal a whole lot of chunks of damage there, with true damages being dealt over on the side of Team China here, because most of them are somewhat melee heroes coming into the play, except for the fact that they need to catch out Joker, which is why they picked up the Lubu, so that he can dive all the way back, and Wonder Woman can still soak in a lot of damage being the frontliner. So we just really gotta see how it works out for both the teams, but I really do like the balance that Team China has in store, because they have two members which are really tanky. So coming into game one, I'm just hoping to see phenomenal plays coming from both teams.
Yeah, exactly. And I actually had there's actually a discussion about a jungle marksman we've seen for especially back to our domestic region. There we saw Valheim jungle. We leave out the picture. No more Valheim. But there is a Violet jungle. There are Lindish jungle, especially for the Singaporean side, for Team Tamago. Didn't make it into the bootcamp, but we saw Lindish jungle before, even just now for Team Thailand. And right now, and I feel like for all the jungling marksmen, Slims is the most the best choice, because this guy He has mobility, he has long range stun, he does really well, he can get a hit easier, he can survive being punished a bit better compared to other non-mobile marksman jungle. But here we go. The invade comes through, there's the sword and shield. KO against Mengyi is a 3v1, the Sunshine lands. Might Bow goes over to the Slim. And again, it's just both teams trading Might Bows, nothing much. But it feels like there should be aggression in the jungle. We'll see what transpires. There's a 2-man stun coming in. The killing joke goes through. Sleepy has to use the lightning strike to get away. Pew, not really in a really good spot, has to retaliate with the stun. JunJun is pushing forward right now. There is the Sunshine again onto Nanwan. The killing joke lands onto Pew. China just wants to go right in. Yep, they're not letting it, they're not backing down. The stun misses, and there is a long cooldown for North America.
They really have to be careful here because they're really invading really deep into the jungle, but they did manage to get the steal over on the Wolves here, delaying the junglers from the side of NA to actually hit that ultimate on level 3. And I do believe that if they can actually get some of these skills up sooner the better for the side of Team China. As you can see, Joker has been taking a whole lot of time just dealing a lot of pokes pretty efficiently on the side of North America, but then again, you really have to look out for before you bleed too much resources. And it looks like China has that small little lead coming in as much as they lost that early Might Bow.
Yeah, and this is what you want to do with the Slims. You want to look for an entry point. You initiate with your stun. The Alex can fall out of the Sunshine and is most likely a talent being forced to be expanded or a Q going over to your team. But China, they are huddling together. The first Abyssal Dragon has spawned as we are more than 2 minutes into the game. Seems like China is going to make the first move. Here comes the stun, lands on the Mengyi. Not really the best target to go for, but the last of the troop pulls Mengyi back. First blood over to Pew. 98k has to run away. One last hit. Can the Ryoma survive? No. Sleepy comes in from the side and puts him to sleep. 2 kills for North America. They should be able to get the Abyssal Dragon for themselves.
Oh, this just comes in huge for the side of North America here, as they will secure the Abyssal Dragon as well. Pew's executing that dragon over on the hands of North America. 6,000 gold lead for them. This is going to give them that opportunity they need to actually increase their chances of winning here. JiuSheng getting caught in the jungle as MTS tried to bring him down right there. Not really wise decision there, going against a Lubu. So she will back away and go hit into top lane just to get a little bit of that farm over on their hands. As you can see, team members rotating over onto the bottom side of the jungle there. Ryoma, 98k, trying to steal that buff away. Oh, he does it!
He might just give up his life though. He's dropping super low. Uses the pin to get away. The Tara for the disengage. Here comes the uncaged. Hits onto no one, but Pew is dropping low. He's going to hop over the wall. Really well-timed hop. And he should be able to disengage, but here comes MTS with the loop. JiuSheng goes right in. He kills off Sleepy, but at the cost of his own life. The Fox form for Nanwan. MTS is a 1-for-1 trade. Will North America go for more? No, they won't. But China should they get something in return.
That was really beautiful coming in from both of these teams. They just know their game plan really well, and they cover up each other as well. The moment that they get caught out there, you can see that Ryoma was in danger. He did manage to survive due to the backup coming in from China, but once again, they saw another opportunity window, but instead, NA punishes them, eventually giving over 1 kill over on the side of China as well.
Seems like they might just go for the Lubu MTS. He is heading the rush 3 members of China near the top side. Didn't manage to kill the Seagull, but Mengyi is going to get engaged. Here comes a really good long range stun. They don't have enough damage. Tara has the ultimate. He should be able to survive. Meanwhile, middle lane Sleepy is the target. Here comes the snare. Really well usage of the Aram ultimate, and that is a dead Tulan. Will NA retaliate? 98k being the target. KO has to run away instead. The killing joke just to zone out the Wonder Woman. China get one for themselves.
Beautiful one coming in from Ryoma, putting Sleepy to sleep as we see another kill potential there. A lot of damage being done to Rest, not enough to take down that Alice as they will focus over on that Abyssal Dragon, but KO might just want to go in for that steal there. Can Wonder Woman do it? But looks like Tara secures that one for Team China.
If Team China getting the Abyssal Drake for themselves, meanwhile JiuSheng going head-to-head with MTS, the passive healing her up really well. The Conqueror is going to run out for Lubu. Means that is the sign for him to stop fighting. Meanwhile, 3 members of North America at the bot side, they want that first tower. Not really sure if they will get. Here comes the Sunshine, less of the mengyi, less of true mengyi gets stunned now, but he's tanking out a lot of damage. Here comes the Sleepy with the Thunderbird and the Lightning Strike. Should be able to take down mengyi. There is 1 member down for the side of China. Let's see how North America, can they take this tower? They should be able to. First defense tower down for Team China.
And you can see the rest of Team China, those for the fact that they are going in for the Terra, they will funnel 3 members over on the mid lane, but NA doesn't want to let that go. But
Two-man Shining Light, KO gets KO'd instead. 98k takes him down, and that is a kill going over to the side of China. His defense gets used. JunJun has to use the pick a card, any card to run away. He does that as well. China gets the middle tower in return, and they are working on Spirit Sentinel.
Oh, it's just 6 minutes in and we've already seen 7 kills and a lot of objectives being blown all over the place. As you can see, China is putting a whole lot of focus over on that top lane right now, and they might just be able to catch out that move if they pull it out really well. But you can see North America is prepared for it. Slims from the back. They might just go in for the dive really soon right now.
Here comes the Uncaged and then the snap. They want the Lubu dead. But the damage gets dispersed and Aram gets traded in return. Here comes Sleepy with the Lightning Strike. Will JunJun get called out? He does not have to pick a card right now. The Sunshine lands onto the Joker. Where is the follow-up? No follow-up. 98k stuns up the Alice. And China gets away with 1 kill again.
And that's just beautiful play coming in. Another good rotation coming in from North America as well. Get a
oh,
beautiful stun!
Gets stunned! Thunderbird will snipes him down. Sleepy gets the refund on his ultimate. And that is just a bit of a misplacement for the Ryoma. Because the Ryoma went down, Pew can confidently go in to look for the Sage Golem. He's not going to get it. The Uncaged does not connect. Sleepy goes in with the Lightning Strike. Rest in the front line, but they have to put that engage to rest. And a pull back, and China should being put at the back foot.
Pew just have this whole accuracy thing over on his hands. All these beautiful stuns landed from the Slims, as well as securing all of these buffs being stolen away from the hands of China. This is really huge. As you can see, he's participated in most of these kills that North American has right now, but there is a rotation over on the top lane once again, and 3 members from the side of Team China marching over on the mid lane right now, and just swap once more. They know that there's a little bit of danger. They might just want to trade objectives right now.
They might just
drag it open, but now top lane is in danger.
They might just want to trade Aram's life again. There is a snare. Here comes the Conqueror being procced by MTS. Going on 1v4. The stun lands onto Nanwan. This time the Liana has to flicker away. North America are turning this around. Here comes the counter engage. Sleepy on the ultimate spree. Comes in with the Lightning Strike. Goes forward with all the charges. MTS takes out JunJun. Thunderbird will snipe down the final member of China. Triple kill for Sleepy. And Tara is the only one alive. She can't do much. And North America will work on the Darkslayer.
And that's a really early Darkslayer coming in from an A squad here, as Darkslayer will not be challenged by any members at all, as Team China has been wiped off in that battle itself, coming in with the ace over on the hands of North America, as well as taking down that top lane turret. 2 turrets on the side of NA. Meanwhile, China only has 1 on their side.
And we've talked about how Slims is so good as a jungle marksman, and Pew is just showing how good he can be, on how good the hero can be with all the picks-offs from the long-range stun, all the follow-up from the rest of NA. China, they had the idea to go onto the Lubu, but Lubu was just too far. China overcommitted, the stun comes through, and NA just turned everything around. And because of that, they're going to get so much for themselves. Second Abyssal Dragon for North America.
And it looks like Team China just need to wait out for this buff to expire before picking up any fights at all. I don't think that they can actually hold on over on that mid lane turret if they apply enough pressure coming in from the side of NA. So CN right now just really have to stall it out, get some items out, and then eventually try to pick somebody up. But if you look into their squad here, I think it's only the Ryoma that packs a punch over on their side.
Oh, speaking about Ryoma, he's going to go for an engage. Sleepy gets put to sleep. Ryoma will shut him down, but NA will get a tower in the middle lane. Will they go for more? The stun does not connect onto any hero. Aram is making his way. JiuSheng in the line.
Terra, though.
Yep, and the Terra proxying some ways, but the minion wave is actually very far away. He's going to get collapsed right now. Pew looking for the stun. Here comes Wonder Woman with the shield and sword. Mengyi is going to leap away. Last of Truth does not land. Can Mengyi buy time for his team? Working with the ultimate, still healing up, has the speed boost, and he gets away unscathed.
And talk about stalling time. This is what mengyi is doing. And this is where Tara comes into play. Her split pushes are really, really efficient. And she just played it really smart. Diving into the second tier turret, as well as buying all this time, getting 3 members from the side of NA to just focus on Tara. And it seems like they are going pretty well for the side of CN. And if they can just pull off something here, just continue with the split push, it'll be pretty efficient because they will have that 4v5.
mengyi has the ultimate once more. The stun does not come through for Pew, and mengyi will survive. Meanwhile, MTS not so safe. 98k will take him down, and that means China should be able to get the second tier tower on the top lane.
Beautiful rotation coming in as they were occupied over on the bot lane, and now that's a free turret going over on the side of Team China around right now. Tilden, as well as the Alice, will be able to defend this one as China backs away, stealing that Mike Golem as well.
Oh no, it goes over, and Pew snipes that buff away. The uncage from JiuSheng will help China with the disengagement of mengyi to get the first tier tower in the bot lane. We'll see how NA plays this out, because right now China has more objective, they have more pressure. They try to catch onto Pew, but he has the hop. He hops over the wall, and right now it seems like NA are being put on the back foot. China being more aggressive. Mengyi gets stunned now. There's the ultimate from Pew, but MTS taking a lot of damage. Sunshine comes through, mengyi dropping low. Rest is the MVP, saves his own team. Now 98k has to retreat. Here comes the flank. JunJun and JiuSheng are running. Rest stuns up 98k. The Ryoma goes down, and NA will take 1 kill off of that fight.
A little bit of overextension coming in from China as they went in pretty deep there, soaking too much damage and just fighting too much that they can chew, and eventually Ryoma just got caught in between in that sort of skirmish. And now they do have mid-lane party falling to the hands of North America as they will try to get another turn over in the hands. Not going to be able to defend this from the side of China, but JiuSheng here just doing a little bit of poke as he can. Now Sleepy does have that Sage buff there, giving her a little bit of cooldown on that Tara. Is easily.
They want mengyi.
It's not a Tara right there, but mengyi it burst down really low.
mengyi dropping Swallow, the friendship from Raz. mengyi gets pulled back by the lesser of truth. He's gonna get executed, and 98k has to run away. Now NA working on the 3rd tier tower, but JiuSheng would be the collateral damage. The killing job comes through. Snipes now KO, but what can China do? Nanwan dropping below. The Thunderbird does not get blocked, but Nanwan survived with a slither of health. North America, they will get 2 kills for 1.
And that's a really important snare coming in from JiuSheng, knowing for the fact that, hey, I'm losing this fight, but I will take 1 down with me. Bursting down JiuSheng will mean that the Wonder Woman will go down as well, but NA doesn't care. They want the bot lane turret as they break into the high ground right now. Open that up for the side of North America, having that lead, 13 kills to 7, and it's just 30 minutes right now. 1 kill per minute. That's a magnificent score coming in from the side of NA.
Absolutely, and Pew just being a beast on the rabbit, on the slims. 1 kill and 11 assists. A 95% kill participation, but we have to look at the rest of NA as well, especially the rest on the Alice. A lot of clutch sunshines landing onto the side of
cheese that they need,
though. Oh, but CN looking for a cheese. Will they get anyone? It seems like NA are in a pretty safe spot.
They could have gotten the Abyssal Dragon as well and use it as a bait. I'm not too sure why are they actually waiting so patiently here, but it may just be off right now.
There is.
They're not extending. They know something's fishy.
No. Nanwan shows himself, and it's basically all over. Now the Dark Layer should be the bigger objective. 20 seconds on the clock. KO is going to clear out that wave, and you see the rest of NA are already trying to get topside priority. They want to make sure that China cannot go in, and if they do, Lubu is going to go for the split push and bring the wave into China's base. So right now, Dark Layer is going to come online, and North America are in a really good position to get the objectives for themselves.
They're positioning themselves over on the top lane. 3 members diving in for JiuSheng.
Yeah, has to flicker away, and that means China will lose another tower in the top side. mengyi has to run away, cannot deal with the Lubu. They're trying to set up the brush again. I'm not really sure why they want to go for that. They can go for potential flank.
They can actually go in for the next bush instead, because It's a little bit risky, but if it works out well, NA will be caught out right there, especially you see KO over the side.
MTS has spotted out 98k, the rest of NA are pouring in. Mengyi hops over the wall, there's Pew in the front line, the flicker from Nanwan, really early talent being expanded. 98k gets defeated by Sleepy. Mengyi just being pushed, being split away from the rest of his team. JiuSheng on the arrow, here comes the Uncaged, lands a really good 4-man stun, but CN has no follow-up, so NA will be safe from that, and that means Darkslayer should go over to the hands of North America.
And you can see that Team China just get caught out there once more. 98k, the main man of China, just being taken down in that skirmish itself, and a 4v5 is not favorable for the side of China, as NA gets another Darkslayer over on their hands, and they were picking this one.
Oh, here comes the ambush, the Uncaged, the damage pour onto Pew, and the Slims goes down. Finally, China making that Death Brush work for once, but still, Darkslayer over to the hands of North America. JiuSheng trying to hold off as much as he can. The Abyssal Dragon will go over to MTS. North America secure themselves the third Abyssal Dragon.
And right now, I believe that they have enough items to actually burst down some of these members from Team China, but they don't want to be taking all that risk. As you can see, JiuSheng just is the key member from the side of Team China, because if he can land proper snare onto a really important target such as Sleepy, it's gonna be really difficult for the side of NA to deal with that arm there, because as much as they have the damage, it may turn the tide of the battle with that one snare itself. And eventually, Team China have all of these potential bursts coming in from Nanwan as well as JunJun as well. So they really have to be really careful on their next big step here for a side of NA. Another Death Rush being set up there from Team China.
Okay,
will this actually work?
He's walking in, the stun from Pew. Here comes the flicker and the snap. They want Pew dead. And there's 98k taking down the Slims, and A can turn this around. And Hissipin splits out the rest of Team China. Sleepy on an ultimate spree. Mengyi and JiuSheng in the back line. Rest should go down. Sleepy on a double kill, but Nanwan will shut down that talent. And this now is a 2v3 Rest trying to buy time. Here comes MTS on the Lubu. Nanwan dropping low. Nanwan has to run away. Last of two drags him back. MTS takes down the Liliana. Mengyi is the only one alive. He runs out of the ultimate. He has to spin and buy time, but there's a sword and shield. The Impale, the Red Stallion. Mengyi goes down. KO for Team China, and NA will ace them.
As the Eagles claw their hands over onto the Dragons right now. They're rushing in over onto the mid lane. MTS and KO just waiting for all these minutes to crash over onto that high ground turret, getting that second last turret from the side of Team China here. This is going to be really hard for China here, as they are forced to defend the base. Ryoma, the only one left alive right now. The rest of the members will slowly respawn, but we do have these timers up onto the side of the Abyssal Dragons. And of course, the next Darkslayer might just be the final battle to end this game.
Yep, absolutely, and it all seems so well for Team China with the engage. Aaron flickering in for the snare, take down Pew before he could do anything, but it doesn't matter. Wonder Woman and Luwu came in from the back as the flank, and Sleepy took down two members of Team China before he went down himself, and that is a really good, big turnaround for North America. And again, the Hissipin splits up the rest of Team China, rendering them ineffective for the duration of that Alice ultimate. So right now, North America only has the top high ground tower to worry about. Let's see what they do about this.
Yes, and you can see it's really difficult for the side of China, because they have two members that they really need to focus down. Either they get Rest or Sleepy first, or even Pew, if Pew can be caught out there. But it looks like they're just dealing with all these powerful minions running in over on the mid lane, as well as the top lane here. They're just trying their best not to give away the last high ground turret from the side of China, as Mengyi just pulls MTS over on the mid lane, but he won't be able to take him down.
Oh no!
Look at 98k there.
Sleepy will take down 98k with the Thunderclap. Still waiting for the ultimate refund to come through. Nanwan gets stunned out by Pew stun, and there's an ultimate spree for KO. JiuSheng cannot hold on for long. They execute from Wonder Woman. Meanwhile, MTS executes one member of China himself. JunJun drops. Mengyi the only one alive, but the core is exposed. North America wants to go for the win, but Mengyi trying to buy time. There's 25 seconds on the closest member, 98k. waiting to respawn, but NA, they are pushing for the win. What can mengyi do? He pops the ultimate, but Pew, he misses the stun, but there's a percentage of damage. mengyi should go down right now. The tower doing its best to deal damage, but ace for North America. Still 9 more seconds for the Ryoma, but 9 seconds is more than enough for NA as they slowly wither down the core. KO gets takedown, but it doesn't matter. North America takes the first game.
And that's a really solid display coming in from the North American region here as they take game 1 over on their hands. And Team China played it really well so far, just that they give out way too much of this goal over onto the hands of NA. And I believe that they have all the right moves, just that the execution could have been a little bit better, especially on that deciding team fight over onto that white buff side of North America. So I think this has been a really epic battle between two of these regions so far. So coming into game 2, what do you think China has to improve on?
And I feel like China right now is, they actually played a really decent game against North America, but they have to understand what North America can do with the team compositions. We saw how there are so many instances where, especially 98K or the Ryoma or the Liliana, they constantly get caught out by the Slim Stun, and that is the call for North America to go and engage. And despite them pulling off such a really good engage onto Pew in the jungle with the Aram Snare, it wasn't enough because Sleepy held on for so long. He was so far ahead. He killed off 2 members before he died. MTS and KO came in and they just wiped the floor with Team China.
And you can see there's a lot of damage being dealt by Nanwan as they continually shut down 98K in all these skirmishes. But rest was the monumental factor for the side of NA's victory, participating in 83% of all of the kills over on the side of North America. So he has been playing really well. I think Alice is a really strong pick so far in the whole tournament.
Absolutely, and Rest actually dealt more damage than 98K. 98K dealt 32K damage on the Ryoma. The Alice dealt 44K damage. That is how big of a difference, how big of the gap that has been established by NA in the previous game, because how Team China constantly gets called out. Yes, they took a really good fight, but at the end of the day, we have to look at how North America react to that. Yes, Slim got called out twice, but it really doesn't matter. China tried to set out a lot of Death Brush. It did work out in a lot of instances.
It only worked out once.
Yeah, it worked out once. Yeah, but NA still did better. And MTS was also one of the biggest factors. He has been setting up the lanes, he's been getting the snowball rolling, and I think that's where NA excelled in terms of macro play. But here are all the replays from the previous game.
And this is one of the earliest big fights that came right in as they take down KO there, as Ryoma picks that one up for the side of Team China. And then eventually they get that mid lane turret. And
this is the fact. This is the overextension from Team China. They want MTS really bad, but as soon as NA backup arrive, there's no way Team China can take the fight, and Sleepy just mopped them off with all the ultimate snipes, and that is just catastrophic. And this is another one. You see the snap onto Pew, kill off Pew, but MTS, this guy ran from bot lane into the jungle and then just wiped everyone. KO has been causing a lot of disturbance.
And that was a 5v4, and they're already losing out. MTS was nowhere near the fight, and they've lost that one. Can you imagine if they have all 5 men? They would have cleared it out even quicker. And as much as this was the biggest fight that kind of changed the tides of the battle, it seems like Team China definitely could have done a little bit better on this team fight itself if they could actually clear out their targets immediately than to order around, because if they actually have all that going for them, it will work out for the side of China. But instead, NA take the game convincingly after that big team fight.
Yep, the Bald Eagle scores 1-0 against the Dragon, but of course this is a best of 3. China still has a chance to come back into the game, and I think it all comes down to how they draft. You see the bans in game 1, there's Teamy, the Omen, the Max, the Malok, the Zenio. I think the last one, Superman. Yeah, Superman ban. So I think maybe China wants to change out the draft. The Flash was open, they didn't pick it out, they picked Liliana instead. Maybe they want to change up their playstyle.
Perhaps so. Perhaps they could replace Ryoma with something that is a little bit more safer, I would say. Even Lubu will, or perhaps Zephys will provide something similar but can still last longer and has that sort of flexibility to escape in that sense. So we might see a total shake-up there for the side of Team China as well. So a little bit of a mistakes here and there, perhaps they could have fixed. So we just really have to see what Game 2 has in store for us. But NA, if they just keep doing what they're doing, they can match up to the likes of even Team Korea in terms of playstyle, because they had something similar going on over on that early game coming in, and the double jungling did work efficiently for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like if we have to compare NA and Korea, there is this unique trait about both teams that still separates them apart, because Korea is always about hyper aggression. Yes, NA is aggressive, but only if only things work out in their way. But if you look at Korea, they'll just go all in, and we kind of we were expecting that from Team China. They kind of displayed it for a bit. They demonstrated how aggressive they can be, but sadly, you know, it didn't work out, and it got the win. Meanwhile, this is the big announcement. This is one of the announcements people want to know about. AWC live in Los Angeles. The tickets are available. There is the website right there. Go ahead and buy. It will be at TCL Chinese Theater at Hollywood, California.
My oh my, I wish to be there myself.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Get your tickets there up online, and of course just head over onto their website, AOV World Cup 2018 there. And of course, this is going to be a historic moment for all these teams, and we want you to be part of that history.
Oh, yeah. I mean, actually, AOV has came such a long way. Like it's actually very hard to imagine that how time flies for since the release of this game up to this point, where it just suddenly exploded into such a big scene. At least for our domestic scene, there has been 2 seasons, and now we are in the AWC bootcamp, which shows how much all the regions are participating in it, and it's actually a really good spectacle for the entire ecosystem. But of course, China versus North America. I'm starting with North America for this one for now, until I see the draft.
Well, we've seen a big comeback coming in from Chinese Taipei team. So, of course, being neighbors with China, I believe China have somewhat of that ability to come back from that 1-0 deficit. After all, it's a best of 3.
Yeah.
Some of these tournaments, if we go into AWC, you can see a best of 5, even best of 7, or even more. So this is going to be interesting how the best of 3 format kind of plays out here, because we have so many other teams playing for the rest of the day, and we just got a little bit of a taste of every single meta that each region has in store for all of us here, watching from home or anywhere at all. And we gotta thank you guys at home for tuning in so far. We still have more matches to bring to you guys as we hit into match 2 between China and North America. So when we talk about Team China there, they really have this really interesting habit of bush camping.
Oh, so, yeah, bush camping.
So like it can be really effective if being played right, especially when you're ahead. So I think that that's also one of the strategies that you can pull off if you can actually catch your enemies there off guard if they overextend. But it seems to me that North America, they have a really good awareness of the map in terms of rotations and whereabouts are the enemies. So it didn't work to the favor of Team China so far.
Yeah,
so
I feel like if you want to pull off bush camping, you have to look at what your opponents have. If they have someone like a Slims, you can easily check the brush with a long range stun. You don't really want to bush camp that guy, because if he catches you out, you're gonna end up losing your life anyways. And I think one of the more major issues that gave North America such a big breathing room was the fact that Mengyi was the only one doing most of the setup for the minion waves, but the rest of the team are just, you know, camping in the brush, waiting for someone to come and ambush their prey, which I feel like they could have invested more time and resources into actually securing tangible resources than trying to camp in the brush and hide there and hope for the best.
Yes, definitely. And of course, there's just a little bit of fights that are really, really interesting, which I felt like China really could have won.
Oh, yeah.
But definitely, I think that having the second match here, hopefully they could change things up a little bit in terms of drafting. Not only drafting phase, like perhaps we might just see a double jungle on their side as well. It's like, hey, North America is playing that sort of strat. Maybe we can somewhat do a double jungle to stop out the enemies as well. But of course, it's all just speculations and predictions until we hit into the game, into the second match between China versus North America, with NA over on the blue side this time. And speaking of sides here, it seems to me that today we see a lot of red side wins so far. So we might see, of course, a little bit more blue side wins throughout the rest of the days. But who knows? Of course, Teamy being banned out as the first ban from the side of NA, and Superman, of course, always the first ban from the side of the red squad here. So perhaps this might just be favoring over on the side of China, because if you think about it, if you have the first pick over on the side of NA, and then immediately they get 2 picks being secured over on the red, this is the advantage of playing on the red side. Yeah,
but after that you get 2 picks for yourself, so there's always a chance to counter pick or to set up the rest of your team. And this has been a tradition or a staple for most AOV tournaments. Everyone wants to see if Superman is going to go through today. Hopefully that happens.
Maybe later today.
Hopefully that happens. Hopefully someone would be generous enough to let Superman through. But so far, the man of Steel is still on the blacklist. Tulen being banned out by
I want to see some flashy plays. I want to see some assassins being played out. We haven't seen
Murat
much. Yeah, we've seen it yesterday on the show match, but not exactly a proper full team matchup there. So we gotta spice it up a little bit. After all, it's a boot camp, but every team is using their opportunity to prove themselves here in the grounds of Bangkok, Thailand. So, of course, this whole event is brought to you and powered by Axe. So for Res, having that first pick priority, what do you think it'll be for the side of North America if they don't ban out those global elements, Xeno and Malik, because, you know, there it goes.
Now I think China has 2 choices. You either 3 choices. You either take out the Lubu, the Malak, or the Omen. Because if you let the Omen through, it might go over to North America unless North America decides that you know, Xenio or the counterpart, that Lubu, is a more bigger priority over the Omen. But so far, that hero has been on top of the chart. They ban out Alice.
Smart choice, I would say.
Which is smart, but right now, is it really worth investing a ban to take out the Alice? That is the biggest question. Can they make this work?
I believe that the Alice has been way too disruptive in the previous fights that they have. Because of the Alice, they can't really dive all the way into the backline to get most of this important targets from the side of NA to be taken down. So having the Malik open up in return for that Alice ban, we gotta see how it's being used by the North American side, because we've seen Malik being played there from the side of the Thailand wildcard team, and it didn't really work out that well for them, because when your whole team is behind, Malik can't really do much with the shot other than to run away for his own life. So Lubu being picked up there, as I mentioned, predicted from the previous match, in return to change that up for the side of Ryoma. So most likely you might see him in the jungle or even at the top lane, and Omen will be taken over from the side of North America. So this is going to be really interesting as they considered the Flash as well. We've seen Team Korea pull off a magnificent play with the Flash. But now Omen locked in for North America. That is no big surprise since that hero was let through. But I want to see how this matchup works with the rest of the team, because as you mentioned, Alice is way too disruptive. China decided, hey, we don't have the perfect solution to deal with the little girl. Let's just take her out of the roster. But at the same time, they're giving out prior picks. So North America, they should be happy with what they got so far. China not really falling too far behind the drafting phase. They got the Joker, they got the Lubu. Wonder Woman should be a great choice. Now they might look at the middle lane, maybe the Liliana, because the Tulen is out of the picture. So Liliana should be a great substitute for Team China. Well, definitely a really good option there, as well as they already considered a Wonder Woman in that matchup against Omen, because she's somewhat tanky enough, provides a lot of utility. Even if Omen locks her up, it doesn't matter, because she's the frontliner. She's supposed to soak in some of these main CC. But Liliana pick here is going to be really interesting, especially if she goes head-to-head versus Flash, who is so versatile. It's so hard to catch. So it's really difficult to actually get that pick off there over onto that BC hero over on the side of NA.
And meanwhile, NA are just,
They're
just teasing everyone.
around that crit.
Yeah, it's always hovering around like now with crit neck, the butterfly. But I think at the end of the day, you can just go straight back to the Slims. Like Slims has been effective in game 1. It should be decent in game 2 as well. They could opt for the Slims. Or if you want to go for marksman jungle, there's always the Lindis, there's always the Violet. But there's so many choices. Even, oh yeah, I was about to say Xenio, but Xenio was already banned now.
Well,
but there's the Ryoma if they really want to take it. But it seems like they are already making up their minds. So the Krenak and Oma going over to North America. Yep, Ryoma locked in. Yeah,
that's a really good teaser, I would say. I'll give it up to them. So looks like we're not really gonna see another assassin. I was
okay,
hey.
never mind. I hope. Okay.
Oh,
all right.
Is it gonna be another one here? So okay.
I don't.
Let's think about it. I think that we can actually get a pretty good support in return instead of the Krenak, because Krenak, as much as it has some really good damage, I think it's a really high risk, high reward kind of a hero coming in. But would that be what China actually needs in that composition? Because I believe whatever he can do, Liliana
can do better.
Yeah, could do a little bit better. So they already had Liliana, so I don't think extra damage that.
I honestly think if you want to go support, there's always Dane, there's always Arthur. There's
even
so
the
much.
Chokna pick will be.
Oh yes, even a
efficient,
Chokna pick, yes, absolutely. But if that's the case, Lubu will be taking punish regardless. But it seems like China, yep, they made up their mind. So we are seeing a Krenak, but not in North America. It will be in Team China. And the Ryoma goes over to NA. They have the Oma as well, the second Oma pick of the day. Thailand demonstrated.
Now
Oma. Okay, it was honestly a really bad day for Thailand. The Oma didn't really work out. But let's see how NA can work around that hero.
Yes, and now we really gotta see how China work this out, because they really need to get the Krenak really ahead over on that early game. They can't really afford to slip up over on that first 10 minutes of the game, because if he falters, it's gonna be really hard for him to catch up in the later stages of the game, because you have the flash, you can't really assassinate him in time. So perhaps they might want to catch over onto the Ryoma instead as we slowly march over onto game 2 here. Will this be a 2-0, or will China try to make a comeback here?
Note the coaches have shake hands. Let's see if the Bald Eagle will triumph, or will the China Dragon come back swinging. Flying. Okay.
Looks like he's lost for his words, but not to worry as we head right into the second match here with NA over on the blue side, China over on the red. So we might just see a little bit of a neutral start, or will they actually go in for an invade? All 5 members from the side of China are hitting over on that same rush.
They might just
collide.
Let's see, JunJun. Yep, the first hit comes through, shining light onto Flash. Sleepy should be fine. Yep, the killing joke. No, Snipe does not come through. Hellbar does not go down here. Is Res MTS and Pew trying to go for an invade. Yichen not really in a good spot. Do they really want to go for a fight here? Comes mengyi with the Wonder Woman. The stage buff actually goes over to Pew. Now he has to work his way out. The Q comes through. There is the cliff. 2-man gut punch from the Oma. There is Sleepy. First blood goes over to Res, and mengyi gets taken down. NA with a good start.
Well, I'm not too sure what China was thinking right there, because they didn't secure the buff well enough, and they just give it for free over on the hands of North America. Now, they not only didn't secure the Sage buff, they also took down the Wolves at the same time. So Yichen forced to take his mic buff there, as well as having JiuSheng to help him out a little bit to clear out some of these camps here. Might just go in for that Omen over on the top lane, but instead they want to secure a little bit of vision done there with the help of Nanwan.
I don't think going for Omen is a good decision. He has the untouchable. The guy is going to reflect damage, and he will be a-okay. Here comes the Death Brush. They are emulating China's ambush strategy. JunJun takes the back punch into the face. He's going to negate some of the damage with the pick a card. Any card, he will run away from that.
And you can see that he can easily dash in and out safely, so they don't really have to worry about the mid lane from the side of North America. But mengyi is soaking way too much there, coming from the side of the Oma as well as the Malik there, with 4 members over onto the side of the jungle there. Oh, JiuSheng soaking too much right there. Has to back away, going back over onto the base just to get a little bit of regeneration done. But Abyssal Dragon is being contested right now. Who will take this one down?
Super speed and Magpie. JunJun being taken super low. Only at level 2, doesn't even have the can after yet. MTS zoning the rest of China out with the cleave. Yichen goes in and punishes NA by stealing away the Abyssal Dragon. Here comes the engage. Mengyi and Nanwan in the back line. Mengyi takes down Rest. Pew still doing a lot of damage on the Ryoma. There is the Cyclone, but it doesn't really matter. Pew takes down Yichen. 3 kills going over to North America. Will be a fall. JiuSheng comes in. Will he get anyone in return? He does. Killing joke onto 2, but KO is in the back line. JunJun being whipped by KO. Here comes the Depth Embrace, but there's no kill after yet. He takes down Joker. The only member alive is JiuSheng, and NA take 4 at the cost of 2.
Oh, that was a big blunder coming in from the side of China there, losing way too many members that they should. Although they did secure the Abyssal Dragon, that will give them a little bit of goal, but looks like NA is leading the charge right now. But Spirit Sentinel will be given over on the side of China.
And that is the power of Omen right there. This guy, he just whips everyone. You want to run away, he can hook you back. He's untouchable. The Depth Embrace was the turning point, was the main factor that he managed to take out JunJun. But also because the Joker, there's no point flickering out of Depth Embrace. You cannot get out of it. And he does not have the cannon after, so no extra burst damage, which gave KO the confidence to take him down. Right now, 5 kills to 2, NA in the lead. We'll see what they can make out of this. Here comes. They're going to spot out the Flash. Flash gets called out. Uses the Cyclone really early. Yichen has to fly away with the Don't Drop. Here comes the Gut Punch from Rest. CN should be safe from that.
And you can see that Omen is setting up a camp over on that brush itself, looking for any members from the side of Team China passing through the top lane there. But the top lane is being cleared. There's no camps left for the side of China as well as North America as they get the catch over onto Yichen. Will they turn this one around?
The high taller, here comes the 2-man shock. Yichen and his team JunJun goes down. The cleave immediately comes through. Actually, double kill for Sleepy. Meanwhile, Omen going up against JiuSheng, the Conqueror, healing out the Lubu. Here comes the drag back, but for KO, but he is losing that fight. He's 1 level behind the Lubu, so JiuSheng should be safe from that. But the second Abyssal Dragon is being started this time.
You can still sustain over on the top lane here, so it shouldn't be a problem at all for the side of North America to secure the Abyssal Dragon as well. As you can see, some rotations over on the top lane with the Joker helping a little bit as he moves back over onto the bot lane here. Flash is making his way over the river here. They might just collide over onto Liliana. Liliana goes away as Nanwan jokes him offside. Oh, that's a close call coming in for Sleepy.
And just watch that ball of energy. Nope, runs out of steam and does not connect onto the Flash. But you can see the Oma and Malak working their way back down. They want to control this wave. Mengyi clears out the wave with the sword and shield, but it should be working out fine for North America right now. Spirit Sentinel is up. They want to go onto the Lubu. There is the Depth Embrace, but JiuSheng is winning all those fights. KO gets dropped down. There's the Flicker and the Cyclone. Magpie. JiuSheng should go down 1 for 1 for both teams.
Right now, we do see that China might just be able to set this one up as they challenge the Spirit Sentinel with that really nice rush setup as he lay him to rest right now. Beautiful stun coming in. He's still surviving for this time being. Will he be able to run? But looks like the Joker will be able to take him down as well as getting that Spirit Sentinel once again over on the side of China. Really well played from the side of the Asian squad.
Really good gut punch. 2 consecutive gut punches from Rest, but it wasn't enough to keep him alive. That last dagger from the Joker takes him down. So far, NA are still in the lead. Minor 1k gold lead. Here is the Super Speed and the Magpie once again. Yichen spots out Sleepy. He has to use the Cyclone P and lead Joker in the waiting in the wing. Sleepy is safe from that. So China has successfully resetted everything. KO up against JiuSheng. Does he have the ultimate? Yes, JiuSheng has the Conqueror. Here comes the Depth Embrace to lock down the Lubu. But Lubu uses the Conqueror. There's the wrist talent in PO. Here comes Nanwan to make the fight a bit unfair. Untouchable from KO. Negates a lot of damage, but is it enough? No, here comes Leap of the Fox. That ball of energy is going to blow up KO. goes down. Here comes Sleepy with the Mac Punch. He should be able to take down Nanwan. No, Nanwan survives with little of health. Pew runs into JiuSheng and he has to retreat. JunJun comes in with the pistol and China gets one for themselves. Wonder Woman should be able to take down the mid-tier tower, and she does. China now in the driver's seat.
Nanwan with the beautiful setup there. They saw the opportunity once the Omen pops the Omen, locking down in that 1v1, making the fight unfair as you said it, and eventually diving in to get the kill off. And Nanwan now does have a little bit of a gold challenge over onto her. She'll be able to snowball after she gets another item, which gives her that sort of a 100-0 sort of burst coming into hand. So they do really have to be careful now from the side of NA as they set up this.
Here comes the gut punch, a lot of ambush, and here comes the Cyclone Rest, takes down Nanwan immediately. The Cyclone drags JiuSheng back. There's a Sleepy on a bloodbath. Abyssal Dragon being started by North America. China has no opportunity to even contest this. There is the second Abyssal Dragon for NA.
And they just giving them a taste of their own medicine for the side of China. You like Death Bushes, we're gonna give it back to you right now as they try to secure the mid lane turret as well. This is gonna be the first turret for them to fall, as well as securing the bottom side tower over on the side of NA. So that's a whole lot of gold being funneled over on the side of the West team. Now, KO getting a little bit of vision secured as they challenge over on the fight buff.
Pew gets taken out by his Sleepy in the backline. There's a two-man Cyclone. He's going to vacuum Nanwan back. He can dash back with the super speed. Mengyi and JiuSheng in the backline. Pew being taken down low, but Mengyi dropping low himself. He gets dragged back. There's a three-man shock. Four-man shock from MTS. Wonder Woman's drops, and the rest of China are being melted. JunJun gets hit with the gut punch, has to flicker away. The killing joke hits onto no one. NA takes 3, and they lose none.
That was a beautiful Malok ultimate there, coming in with the 3-man shock knockup, but KO right now being taken out. Solo kill over onto that Liliana. A little bit of extension here coming in from the side of NA, but they will try to get their hands over on the bot lane turret. And that team fight itself was really crucial. As much as NA, they looked like they were about to drop, but they managed to tick all of these Chinese members down to really low health, and eventually that Mal comes in and say, we're not gonna let you get away, we're just gonna slice you up, and then get all of these kills for themselves. And now looks like China really need to look for some other method to actually put themselves back into the lead. 3,000 gold might be a lot for the time being, but it's not impossible for China to actually come back from this one if they can get a clean ace on the side of NA. So it's really hard to actually achieve that, but if they did catch them out, I think it's going to be a wonderful turnaround coming from the side of CN.
We'll see how China decides to do this. They are losing control over on the jungle. Mengyi is going to walk into an ambush. Here comes the clean. There is the gut punch from the Oma, but Mengyi should be safe. Sword and shield. She's just going to take a bit of damage. Meanwhile, the dive onto KO. There's 4 members there. Nanwan will take the credit. Team China.
Oh, it's going to be a rush from
the
top lane here. As you can see, 4 members will take that down easily as the rotations come in from China as well. 2 members from the side is Joker alongside with JiuSheng. Enough
there
to
might be a
do
flank
something here.
JiuSheng waiting in the wings. He should be able to spot the rest of CN. Here comes the drone drop. Suddenly he realizes he's isolated. Nanwan in the side. MTS with the cleave should be able to protect himself for a while. There is the drag back. Pew dropping low. MTS might just drop the Q come through. He actually manages to escape with the shout. Here comes Sleepy with the Mac Punch. JunJun might just go down. Legendary for the flash. And that is NA turning things around once more. Sleepy looking for more. Nanwan might just be next. Here comes Super Speed. Where's the Mac Punch? The double damage, the slow. There is the Cyclone. Will he manage to get Nanwan? No, he vacuums Mengyi in instead. One more punch. Mengyi survives that. But NA are in the lead once more to get one more tower in the middle lane.
Sleepy, oh Sleepy. He's just using Flash at the highest of potential. As you can see, he's already got 8 kills out of it. Mach punch over onto JiuSheng. Probably getting another kill as he goes legendary on that.
Sleepy.
Oh, looks like he got caught right there.
There's a shock on the treatment. Here comes the clean once again. Nanwan has to retreat. There is JiuSheng and Mengyi in the back line. Pew still trying to survive. JiuSheng cleans him down with the Conqueror. 3 kills over to Team China, but MTS holding on. There's a big shield waiting for the final cleave. Can he get the cooldown through? Yes, he does. One more slice. Nanwan survives. And you can see MTS's head tilts backwards. China holding on to the game.
And this is what China needs right now. They did cut out some of these members from Team NA. That was a beautiful ult coming in from the Malok. Once again, getting 3 members from the side of China to be knocked up. But it seems like they have enough damage potential to actually turn it around, and eventually they will go in for that Dark Slayer uncontested, or perhaps the Flash might just come in for a steal. He's all the way from the back.
Yeah,
he's trying to get the Sage Golem. He's trying to get in.
Can he go
can
in?
He
Can
do
he
it?
steal it? No! The punish comes through. JiuSheng takes the Dark Slayer. And A, do they want to go for a fight? They're just buying time because KO is escorting the bottom wave in. You can see him clearing out the wave really efficiently. Wonder Woman and Liliana are making their way to defend the bottom high ground tower. So the Omen has to retreat. But with the Dark Slayer above, China should be safe for now, or should be strong to take the fight to an A despite the early deficit.
And you can see NA is just stalling for the buff to be expired right now, because the Dark Slayer does provide that true damage as well as threat that China can somewhat utilize to actually melt some of these North American members, as PU tries his best to actually set up this pusher
Again.
Oh, I think that this is really smart, because the camps might just spawn in a matter of a few seconds here, but KO instead, he wants to take down that top lane turret. It's just left with less than 20% health, but he will instead get caught out there by JiuSheng as well as JiuSheng. I don't think that he can survive, but look at the rest of the members of North America over on the mid lane.
There is the shock, and yes, doesn't land his ultimate, which means NA cannot take any more fights. They have to retreat. The Dark Slayer buff still on Team China for about 10 seconds, but it seems like NA, they are a bit impatient, goes in for the fight. Pew doesn't land the stun. JunJun has to flicker away, but Pew being engaged on by JiuSheng. Here comes MTS in the back line. Where is the cleave? He does not have the shock, and it has to remember that, and China are winning this fight. There is the cleave on JiuSheng once again. Nanwan in the back line. Sleepy being called out. The Magpie takes down JiuSheng. He will use the Cyclone. JiuSheng has to flicker away. Sleepy still goes in with the super speed. MTS, the last cleave. JiuSheng on the onslaught, and China are slowly clawing back into the game.
And that was a really even matchup there from both teams. But China now has the upper hand with mengyi push over on the mid lane as well. Liliana alongside with JiuSheng will be able to secure the top lane turret, with Omen and Oma protecting the following second tier turret. They will be able to secure a little bit of safety yet. Again, you can see the rotations are working pretty well on the favor of Team China.
As I said, there was no shock for the Malok, which means no hard crowd control. The only thing he can do is to use the cleave and his shield to protect himself as much as possible, but the damage coming in from Team China was just too much. So right now NA, they have to be a bit more patient, look for the perfect opportunity like what happened in the jungle fight on the top side of the map, and they should be able to turn this around, because right now it seems like China are in the lead.
Yes, you just look at the goal lead right now. They're up 2k ahead after getting that Dark Slayer buff, and now they're looking to secure KO over on the bot lane here.
Might just get taken down. The Untouchable reflects a lot of damage. Here comes the shot, only hits onto mengyi. There is the Cyclone, but mengyi uses the Bracelet of Submission. A lot of shield, and China just melting through North America. Rest is going to get put to rest. MTS, the only one alive. Pew gets taken down. MTS is going to take one with him. He cannot get more. China is going to wipe North America with the power of the dragons. And now they're marching in to the base. The death timers are too long for Team NA. China is going to keep their host in this series alive. The core is going to blow up, and CN evens up the series against NA.
That was a perfect ace coming in from Team China as they secure the equalizer that they so needed, and now they're pushing it over onto Game 3. That was just an epic battle between these two teams here, and my oh my, from such a huge deficit, and they just come back swinging with all the right picks. And I thought that they were making a few mistakes with Joker getting caught out every now and then, but eventually they know who to focus on, because if you want to focus over onto the side of Flash, he does have all that mobility to escape. So instead, they take out the rest of the members and then move over onto the Flash. Let's have a look into the results screen and just look at Nanwan, the man of the match, with the KDA of 12.4.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And of course, Sleepy actually doing most of the work, 11 kills and only 2 deaths. But the problem now lies with how North America takes the fight. Yes, there is the Oma, there is all the gut punch, there's the Malok shock, there is a Death Embrace for Omen, but it didn't really synergize really well, especially if you look at Pew. Supposedly should be a really good duelist on the Ryoma, but he wasn't really as effective as the team would have wanted him to be. Even the Krinak was able to make even a bigger impact compared to the Ryoma, and that was the whole issue with North America. Yes, I like the lineup. Yes, I like the Omen pick, but the Omen wasn't really utilized. Gets soloed by the Lubu, gets called out a couple of times, and that is basically what kind of choked North America off of this game.
Perhaps they may have regretted letting that Krinak slipping over onto the side of China as well, because I think that would be a little bit more efficient to be played instead of a Ryoma. We do see pretty unsatisfying results coming in from most of the Ryoma picks happening in most of these matches so far, but of course some of these teams can prove us wrong otherwise. So of course, coming into this final match here between these two teams, I think that they're going to play pretty similarly to what they have in the past two games. It's just a small tweak over onto both team compositions here. You can see that NA somewhat take a little bit more of that different kind of comp, but let's have a look into the replay before we talk about that.
And you can see like this was the level 1 fight that happened in the jungle. A bit of a mistake coming in from China. It's not really a good decision to go for the fight because of how good North America is at level 1 early level duels. They gave up their first blood, but this is one of the turning points. You can see Sleepy. He actually went in. He split up the rest of China before going back for the re-engage, and that kind of won
Look
North
at
America the match.
MTS.
And there is the shot.
Yeah. And then MTS just come in at the perfect moment right now, and this gave Sleepy as well as the rest of North America to actually wipe off quite a number of Team China. And looking at this fight, this is the crucial moment where Team China won the fight. Just look at how Chen waits so patiently to actually pick off Pew as well as MTS in this fight itself. He may have fallen, but then again, if you look into the rest of the members, they did all the necessary damage to take down the American squad.
Yep, absolutely. And Sleepy wasn't able to do much in that last fight. The shock was a bit off. And with the moment the Malok uses his ultimate, you can see the rest of Team China just disperse, making sure that to minimize the number of members that will be knocked out by the ultimate. And the bracelet of submission comes through for the Wonder Woman. It's a big shield. The damage from the side of NA wasn't really focused onto a priority target, and it just gets diminished over time, and that gave China the win. But overall, it's all about them knowing who to punish. They know that the Omen, they're really good at 1v1, but once he gets outnumbered, it's a different story. They punish him over and over again, and that is the end for NA in Game 2. But let's go straight into picks and bans. Can't wait for Game 3. This is the final game of the series. Let's see if China can reverse sweep this one, or will NA come back strong.
Now, we're still hoping for that Superman to be that true, but then again, I don't believe that North America will be that generous in that last matchup between these two teams here. Aram being taken out there. Aram provides a whole lot of utility in the kit, as well as this really annoying ability, which is the ultimate snare. Well, and we talked about it a couple of times here. A lot of teams haven't been really putting her into full use, but Team China found a way to utilize her as to punish some of these members from North America. If they actually catch out one of these important targets, they will try to burst in on that Aram, but instead this will reflect the damage over onto the main target being snapped.
Yep, absolutely. And right now, Teamy being taken out, Malok as well, so no more Malok for both teams. We'll see if Omen is going to get banned, or will Omen get a go through.
Now,
I have a feeling, I feel like they might want to go back to the Liliana ban once more. Flash being taken out by Team China.
It's really interesting ban, because I think that the Flash was really well utilized there, coming in from Sleepy. So this is forcing NA to actually put a ban on either the Omen or the Xenial.
I think banning out, if they are confident, they can leave. They can ban the Xenial, they leave the Omen open, they take Liliana for themselves, or if they really are afraid, they're going to ban Liliana, because right now the Alice is open for North America unless they decide to take it out, so they should be able to go back to a bit of their comfort zone.
5 more seconds before they go in, and it's going to be Omen, because we talked about China loving that Omen pick coming into their hands, because they want to bring the fight to their enemies, and it looks like Tulin will be the first pickup from the side of Team China. Of course, we talk about Xeno. It's left open for the side of North America if they can actually build around the Xeno, or of course some of these key parties for the side of North America there. Of course, global ultimates are really useful in a team fight environment. So we just gotta see Lubu being picked up once again from the side of North America. So what do you think about the Lubu pickup?
I think as it has been mentioned in previous series, Lubu and Xeno, they definitely go hand in hand. They are really good in the solo lanes. Lubu definitely can create a lot of pressure, and when Lubu dives in, Xeno can follow up with Angelic Splendor. So it is kind of a staple synergy between these two heroes. But I'm still looking at NA to possibly pick up the Alice for himself, or maybe just go back to the Slims for Pew, because after these two picks, they actually locked in Wonder Woman, so no Xeno for them. But anyways, Wonder Woman still does fine with Lubu. Right now, the Ryoma is open, the Xeno is open, so China has a really, really good window to go for those two.
Yes, definitely. And right now, I think that this might just be a bait for them, because like, will they actually lock in that Xeno or even Alice to steal that away from the hands of North America? And if they don't, of course, North America is gonna snatch that up for themselves. So it's really difficult for them, but it looks like they've already decided to set their hands over on that Alice. Oh, looks like, why not both?
Yep, absolutely. Xeno and Alice pick is really, really effective. You need the Hissafit into the Angelic Splendor. There's a really good chemistry between these two heroes, which means right now North America has lost two of the better supports for the team. But there is still the Changna available. Like you said, if you want to go way back, there is the Tane, there is the Arthur. It is all up to how NA wants to play this. Ryoma is still available if they want to pick it up once more. But I'm looking at the Liliana for the middle lane.
Well, I think that Liliana is kind of like a really 50-50 situation coming in, but it's still one of the better picks in this current meta, where she could really wear someone down really efficiently, as well as having that little bit of lifesteal for that sustain. And Lumber will be picked up from the side of NA here. This is going to be the very first Lumber that we see today, as it's going to be quite difficult as well for them to engage, due to the fact that they have Alice with that ultimate. That's going to be really tricky to deal with. So let's see. Arduin, what do you think about Arduin coming into play?
I think Arduin is decent. This guy has a beefiness, has a really great engage with the ultimate. It seems like China is hovering over the whips. Nope, they changed it to the Zephyrus. I feel like Zephyrus is a way better pick compared to any other heroes at this point. You want to hard engage with the Zephyrus, and then you have the Alice, you have the Xeno to cover, to provide backup, and then Tula can just do his job. Arduin as well, really good frontline, has crowd control, has a shield, has a slow, has a knock-up. This guy has everything that you need in a frontliner. So I think China is well on their way to taking this series for themselves if things comes up well. But NA still has one more pick, and I think that last pick should be invested into either go back to the Pew Slims or go back to or just go to the Ryoma and play this out better than last game.
Well, I think that Slims could be a really good idea, because they somewhat need a little bit more damage over on their hands. They already have that Lumber alongside with Wonder Woman, which is a mid shield over on their end. So Lubu will be a frontliner as well, trying to dive over on the back, trying to hunt down that Alice. So someone's got to deal with the rest of the members charging in from the side of Team China as well. So it could be something really beefy, or something that packs a whole lot of punch.
Well, speaking about packing a punch, NA still have 20 seconds on the clock to decide who they want to go to. Will it be the Slims once more? There are still a couple of choices. If they really want to go ham, they can decide to pick up Max, because Max is still on the table. But I think they need more in damage department, so it should be damage dealer, but no.
Oh, they want to mix up plays with the Grok, but instead they go in for the Violet there.
It's definitely smarter. Definitely smarter compared to the Grok, because his only effectiveness is if you get a hook, you get the ultimate onto multiple targets for the lockdown, but that is just all. He doesn't really provide much. He does not have mobility, and against Team China, which can easily disable your mobility, Grok is an easy target for them to pick off. So Violet should be decent. but again, Violet is super vulnerable to engages, so we'll see how NA protects him.
If Violet can actually kite pretty well in all these team fights, definitely she will be able to survive all these targets coming in from the side of China. So she's just got to play it a little bit safely, but of course it's really important for that Violet to get enough resources. Once she comes online over on the mid-game spike, then perhaps Team America will be able to pull through coming in for their lineup, because looking at their composition, it's kind of more late game oriented.
Yep, definitely. As we get ready for the final game of the series, the coaches will shake hands, and this is the signal for the final game of the series. We'll see if China can pull this back with the reverse sweep. They've already taken game 2 of North America, or will Uncle Sam as the Bald Eagle come back strong? Final game of the series, North America versus China. Let's go on to the terrorist battlefield.
And the horns have been rang right there as the rest of them will march forward over on the mid lane. 3 to 4 members from the side of China marching through, going over on the right side of the brush, going in for an invade there over onto Wonder Woman. Will they be able to get their hands over on that buff? Looks like Sage buff will be channeled over on the side of Team China as they go in for parallel start coming in from the North American region as well.
Well, the Sage buff actually resets, which means right now China can pull the trigger. Raz and Pure have to disengage. No casualties so far. Stun last on to JiuSheng. China, they're going to get the Sage buff, and then they save their own Sage buff, and they're not really off to a good start.
Well, they did manage to get that buff stolen away, so they got that going. So it is really wise for them to actually channel the second Sage over to Nanwan, so that he can somewhat sustain himself over on the mid lane without having to worry about mana, as he can slowly dish this out. All of that thunderclap passive, as well as, of course, the shock bolts there coming in to dish out that damage over onto that Liliana. But Rest right now giving a little bit of rotation, trying to stop Tulin over on that brush. But Alice is on the rescue there, giving a little bit of touch of friendship.
Now we'll see how both teams play out. Violet still in a decent route, definitely a bit behind compared to the Zephyrs. Seagull going over to Team China as Violet clears out on the last camp. Not able to hit level 4 because of the stolen Sage Golem, but it should be safe for now. The first Abyssal Dragon will spawn 2 minutes in the game. Violet does not have level 4, which means NA are at a level and numbers disadvantage. The rest of members will pour in. Let's see if they secure this Abyssal Dragon. Yes, the punish comes through. JiuSheng takes down the Abyssal Dragon for Team China, but here comes a lot of stun. There is the MJ Splendor from JiuSheng. KO a bit out of position. The Thunderbird will snipe him down. First blood going over to Nanwan.
And they just totally zone out that Wonder Woman from playing with the rest of the North American squad there. Another Sage buff there, taken away from the hands of North America. That does not look good at all, as they are being set back here with 2.7 lead. Over on the side of Team China, Sleepy just being pushed all the way back to her own turret there on that Liliana. But over on the top lane, there's a little bit of skirmish being done by the Lubu.
Oh, JiuSheng not really in a good spot to fight with FTS. There is the Conqueror available. Meanwhile, JiuSheng off to the start. He managed to secure the Abyssal Dragon, gets the kill onto Wonder Woman. He gets an assist at least. Yeah, got an assist. But right now, they might be engaged. The blinding line misses. JiuSheng will be safe from that.
And you can see 4 members from the side of North America is rotating around the top lane here, trying to get the Spirit Sentinel over on their hands. Just a little something that they could actually leverage on, as Alice spots out some of these members from the side of NA. But close call there coming in. And JunJun there.
Is JunJun gets killed off by Nanwan? Okay. As if it comes true, zone out the rest of North America. And this is just not good for Sleepy. Not good for Sleepy anyway. KO trying to deal with the wave on his own, but the rest of Team China is there. Let's see if KO can read the movement. There is a death buff for the Zephyrs. KO walking a bit
They're
close.
still waiting patiently to actually catch out that Wonder Woman. She's in the brush. They know for the fact that she's in there, so just getting that little bit of overextension will main death for the side of Wonder Woman, but Brass just spots out JiuSheng in the jungle, trying to get this stage, but for themselves, they've already lost 2 of the buffs, so they get another one.
There is the French's Sleepy, has to dash away. There's a 3-man ground smash from Raz. Here comes a Jet Splendor from JiuSheng on the Xenio. Let's see who the stage gonna go through. Yeah, it goes over to JiuSheng, and CN gets away with Grand Theft Auto. Meanwhile, MTS is pushing the wave as much as he could.
Just look at the level advantage here. They're healing level 7. Meanwhile, the maximum level on the side of the American team here is only at level 6, so they can't really push it way too far when it comes to team fights, but they are setting up some camps here. But big spot out by JunJun there, unfortunately. Abyssal Dragon being pulled into their side. So I don't think that they're going to initiate anything over on that Abyssal Dragon for the time being, but Sleepy is on his guards here, just in case anyone comes in from the side as Alice moves in. With the help of Nanwan, we'll be able to give that lane priority as well as Abyssal Dragon priority over on the side of Team China there as JiuSheng gets caught out from the side.
Oh, Abyssal Dragon dropping really fast. I think China should be able to get it for themselves. Raz not so lucky. The Hissifit splits him away from the rest of his team. Abyssal Dragon goes over to Team China. Meanwhile, Raz goes down. MTS fights with JiuSheng. There is the ultimate sprint for the Tulan. China really gaining the upper hand right now. JiuSheng dashing forward. Zones off the rest of NA, and that means they will get the first tower in the middle lane.
And now they really have this big lead there. 3 kills and the first turret going over on the side of CN. They will try to hunt for another one over on the bot lane as well. Pew being pressured there by JiuSheng. JiuSheng right now will try to get this kill over on the hands of Pew. But Nanwan just flickers in.
Nanwan flickers in. Thunderbird. Pew, nope, doesn't go down. But China is going to get the 2 towers in a row. Will they be an engage from North America? China going super aggressive. North America couldn't even find a window of engagement. China will get away with that, and that is a huge goal injection. Mengyi gets spotted out, uses the ultimate to get away, drags himself to safety.
And that's just beautiful play once more. So Team China really trying to push their lead as much as they can. Now that they do get all these turrets there, they're opening up all these regions for the side of China to actually roam into the jungle, try to steal as much camps as they can, putting NA on the back foot once again. Oh, looks like we do have an attempt to actually get the top lane here or catch out that Boo-Boo over on there. And here, MTS in trouble now.
Oh, MTS in trouble. Will they be engaged? No, China decides to disengage for now, but Tulan is waiting on the waiting side, escorting the wave in. They just want Lubu off the lane so they can take the first tier tower, and they're going to do just that. It seems like they're still pushing in. Meanwhile, the rest of North America wants to trade towers in the bot lane, but it's not really worth. Look at the middle lane. Tulan is pushing in the middle lane as well. CN getting more objectives compared to North America, and NA definitely not having a good time.
Oh, they really got delayed there over on the bottom lane as the rest of North America joins into the fray. Oh, looks like there's a fight over on the top lane trying to catch over onto Mengyi, but Mengyi is just buying time there. They might just catch out that Violet going back there.
Oh,
now
Violet has been pincered. Pew has no way out, gets spot out by JiuSheng. Does not have to sidestep that, but the damage comes through. JiuSheng will take down Violet. And again, there's NA being called out left and right. China not letting out the onslaught. There is the Sunshine, doesn't land onto Liliana. Sleepy is safe.
And you can see that the Arduin is putting a whole lot of pressure over on mid lane, just splitting the North American squad apart right now. And it's just looking so good. They're going over onto that Dark Slayer buff here. Are they going to contest for this one? The rest of North America is going in as well. They're just uncertain should they pick this fight up because this is way too risky. But China here taking a little bit more time than they should to actually take down the Dark Slayer, but it seems like it's too late for North America to do anything at all to secure this one.
Dark Slayer has been secured by Team China. Really big. This is one of the few times that China is actually in the lead in the gold department. Right now, North America at the back foot. We'll see how they decide to play this out. They've lost most of their outer line of defense. The only one standing is the bot lane, the tier 2 tower. Sitting out that breath. Let's see if they'll catch out someone. Mengyi. Really juicy target right now, but the rest of Team China is dead.
If they should do this.
Yeah, Sleepy has to retreat. He takes the slow in the face, and China are ready to siege high ground. Have the Dark Slayer buff for almost a minute. Here comes KO. Sword and Jiu hits on the one. There's the Hissifit. Lands onto 2. NA are being pushed back slowly into the base. There is Nanwan with the Thunderbird, gets blocked by, I believe it gets blocked by KO. 3-man Shiny.
Oh, they're waiting for that big minion wave to come right in as they go
the
in.
wave clear, yep. Conqueror from MTS clears out that cannon minion. NA being held back in the base, the Sunshine onto KO. CN has to find a way in, someone has to pull the trigger. It should be mengyi or
Oh, it's
JiuSheng.
now or never here.
Oh, 3-man hits it. There's the ground smash, only hits on the mengyi. There is Nanwan in the backline. Here comes the lightning strike. They want everyone from the NA dead. Here comes and just Splendor from JiuSheng follows Nanwan, and Nanwan still survives. Finally goes down, but there's already 4 members dead for North America. MTS, the only one alive. He shuts down Nanwan, but CN wiped the floor with North America. There's an ace for the Dragons, and they are working for the call. They're working towards the call. They won this series. The reverse sweep is true. China takes down North America.
And now China just pull out another reverse sweep for today, and that was beautifully done after they secured the Dark Slayer there, just keeping North America at bay the whole time. As you can see, they took a really deep breath after finishing this game. This was a really hard battle throughout this whole series, and my oh my, they did not disappoint at all.
Absolutely clean performance in Game 3. They really switched up the playstyle. They really showed how that they can adapt to North America's playstyle, and it was just a really immaculate demonstration of how these players are able to diversify themselves.
And you can see that they were kind of stressed out that they didn't really exactly celebrate that victory right now. They just, okay, we finally pulled through, and it was really an intense matchup here. And they're just showing all their respect over on the side of the North American team as they go ahead to, of course, applaud each other.
Yep.
After all, it's a boot camp, so we just witnessed one incredible comeback coming in from Team China.
Yeah, instead North America couldn't really keep the composure early on. The composure wasn't there. Was not there for NA, and China just took the lead and they never looked back. It all started with the first Abyssal Dragon fight.
Yes.
NA, they were down in levels. You have the numbers, but when you don't have the levels, you can't really do much. And we're just gonna look at the results from the last game, and you can see this.
Oh,
yeah,
Alice, and Alice. Just look at that, 9 kill KP right there over on the side of Alice. And of course, I believe the MVP could actually be given over onto Nanwan, because he just assassinates people really well. And look at that, 100% of kill participation. That tells you a lot.
That last fight where he went in to the back line against the 3 to 4 members of NA, and he managed to take down 2. That was super impressive. The Thunderclap doing a lot of work when the passive refreshes, and he's just being a really ferocious beast on the battlefield. Meanwhile, NA just 100 kill participation for everyone. A great job shutting down Nanwan in the last fight. It wasn't enough, but of course they did put up a valiant fight, and China, well-deserved victory for them, despite dropping the first game.
Yes, and of course they just come back swinging at them, as we saw on that last battle over there, as well as from the get-go. They just keep securing and stealing that stage buff, just depriving that important levels coming in from the North American jungler. So it was really unfortunate that it happened to them, because they could somewhat have a little bit more protection coming in from the side of the rest of the members of NA. But it seems to me that there's just way too many members here, just securing all of these objectives coming from the side of China, just giving that second buff over onto Tulin as well for him to snowball. It was really efficiently done coming from the side of CN.
And it was just a bit of an underwhelming performance from the side of North America, because if you look at how the team composition is built, again, you have a marksman jungle, there is a violet jungle, and when we talk about Violet Jungle, we have to talk about how vulnerable she is. It is basically deja vu. If you look at the first series between Chinese Taipei and Vietnam, deja vu again. Violet Jungle is not going to work out because she's so vulnerable. You can essentially just dive past her and just take her down.
I'd rather take something that's a little bit more tanky and put it into lane. Even the marksman like Morn would actually work, but of course you risk getting dove under the turret as well.
I feel like North America should really have went back to the slims. It has a bigger insurance. You have the hop
More
to disengage, and you have the stun. You have the stun and all. But with that, congratulations to Team China taking down North America. Let's just enjoy the highlights.
And you can see all these beautiful team fights. This was from game 1, I believe, as this beautiful ult coming in from Alice managed to actually silence so many members from the side. But it looks like Team China just get that team wipe going on. And this was the first point given over on the side of Team China after having that one victory over on the side of NA. And of course, when we look into game 2 eventually, we do see this beautiful fight once more coming in.
Oh, this was, just now was game 1. Just now was game 2. This is game 1. The snare onto Pew. Really good engage, and we saw this, like MTH just walk. And we forgot to give credit to KO on the Wonder Woman. This guy single-handedly took down the damage dealer from the side of Team China, and MTH just wiped the floor at the very end, but nonetheless, China managed to climb back from the deficit and they got the win for themselves. But yeah, definitely a valiant fight from both teams.
Well, definitely when we look into, of course, the first match, it was really heavily sided over onto the NA team there, and they played exceptionally well, especially Sleepy there with the tool in there. He just assassinates people with the Thunderbird, as well as all the damage that he deals was really monumental. And this was another fight being brought in there by Team North America with, of course, a beautiful out coming in from MTS. Just look at it once more. So magnificently done, winning that fight for the side of NA.
It's definitely a really good ultimate, but NA wasn't really able to push the lead forward, and they kind of lost it. And this is the level deficit I'm talking about. Rest at level 2. Yes, there is the Alice at level 2, but Alice provides way more at level 2. And when the Abyssal Dragon goes down, all the members from Team China gain an extra level, and they immediately unlock the ultimate. They ice the KO, they take KO down, and this is when Nanwan goes on the one-man show. Like, this guy kills everyone. Xenio keeps him alive up to the very end.
And it's just perfect execution coming in from CN, because they know that they have the Dark Slayer buff, they have everything that it takes. There's all these waves crashing through, and they can just eliminate all these members, get that ace, get the mid turret, and then end it with the core being busted down.
Definitely. And congratulations to China taking this reverse sweep against North America. The Dragon triumphs over the Bald Eagle. We're gonna go on a short break, and when we come back, there will be even more exciting series for the AWC Bootcamp.